Hey, welcome back to another episode of the She's Making an Impact podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Ngom. Today, we're doing some on-air coaching with one of our Activate students. So I love doing this on-air coaching. It gives our Activate students the ability to work with me on a private basis. They get my coaching here, and then you get the opportunity to listen into our conversation, how I would coach them. So if you are interested in Activate, it's our signature program that's teaching you how to start, grow, and scale an online business from the ground up. Just go to rachelngom.com/activate. And we've got Stephanie Leaf on. Hey, beautiful.
Hi, how are you doing?
Amazing. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited for this. So.
Yeah. All right. So let's dive in. How can I support you?
I want to talk podcasting.
Okay.
So I just launched a podcast beginning of April. So I'm not really sure how. I just kind of did it. So I'm not really sure how to manage it, how to strategize seasons, and like how to really make it make sense. I've just been putting episodes out weekly. I'm not sure how to roll in promoting programs when it comes time, like through like commercials per se. Do you know what I mean? So
right.
Just want to talk about all of that.
Sure. Okay. I love podcasting. It's evergreen. And like we have episodes that I did 3 years ago that people are listening to, which is, it's pretty cool. So it's definitely a smart way to build your business. So I love it. In terms of seasons, I don't suggest doing seasons.
Okay.
Just keep it simple. And then in terms of content creation, you're asking like what kind of content to create when?
So I was thinking seasons only because my niche is so seasonal. So I didn't know if it would work in that way.
It's more so like the seasons from what I see, it's more so to like organize your content. I don't really think you need to, as long as I don't think you need to, honestly.
All right. So then how do you because I would like to take a week or two here and there. So do you just do that when you want to and just notify your audience that you're not going to have an episode, or do you know what I mean?
Take a week off?
Yeah.
We've had our podcast for 3.5 years, and I've never had a week where I did not publish content.
Okay.
Never. My gosh. My son has my iPad and got the notification I'm on, and he's watching us, and he just commented, "Hi, Mom."
That's funny.
I love it. Hey, TJ. I'm dying. That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah. So seasons, no. Taking time off, no. Even when I had Gabrielle.
Okay.
What I did when I had Gabrielle, I did 3 episodes a week leading up to when she was born, not posting, but creating.
Just batching them. Okay.
So I batch.
Yeah.
Does that mean that I never take a week off of my business? Heck no. Like I take a lot of time off. We're going back to the beach this weekend again. Okay. It just means you got to be strategic, and you could the first Monday of the month, you do 4 podcasts. You create 4. And then you schedule each one to go out per week. And then the rest of the month you have off. So it's just like one day. And it depends if you're doing, Gabrielle says hi. You slay me, child. My gosh. So yeah, it just depends on if you'd prefer to batch everything at once, if you're doing interviews, if you're doing solo. I know so John Lee Dumas, I don't know if you're familiar with him. He has the Entrepreneur on Fire podcast, which is 7 days a week. I don't know if he still does 7 days a week, but he did when he was first starting. And he would do back-to-back interviews on one day of the week. And so it was like one day, he just bang, got it all done. And that's what I would do. Is like, how can you be really strategic? And that way you get time off and you get to play. Like the only time I do podcast interviews is Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday between 1 and 5 p.m. Those are the only times I ever schedule interviews. And I don't have them every week. Sometimes I have like 2 or 3 in a week. And it just kind of depends on what I have coming up, what my schedule looks like. Sometimes I'll do solos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now I have kind of a mix of like interviews and solos. So I guess
someone just left a comment. If you, so it says Facebook user, if you let us see your name approved streamer, then we can see who's there. It sounds like Tanessa, because this is what Tanessa would say. Have you watched that interview with Tanessa, or the training with Tanessa Shears inside of Activate about health and energy? It's Angel.
I don't think so.
It's really good. Really good. So she talks a lot about your cycle. And so Angel commented, look up your cycle syncing and do it based off of your energy. Because there's different
I definitely know I have a
exactly. There's different parts of your cycle where you have more energy. So that's actually super smart.
Okay. I will do that. Thank you. Cool. Okay. So all right, I can do that definitely. And then you obviously repurpose all that into blog posts and to content. Okay. So
repurpose it all over the place. And you have access to our repurposing guide that Lizzie does. She did like a process street, basically saying exactly what she does with each podcast episode.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I guess too, how do you manage, tracking growth with your podcast? Is it downloads? Is it reviews? And then there's also something I want to talk about is how to do like a review campaign, or you know what I mean, strategy for your
so reviews. I look at downloads, and so we track how many total downloads that we have on a weekly basis, and then we look at the episode that just came out, how many downloads did that one get.
Okay.
And then every so often, like at least on a monthly basis, I look and I see what are the top downloaded episodes.
Okay.
Reviews are great. It's hard to get people to review just because they don't make it easy. It's kind of a pain in the butt to actually go into iTunes and leave a review. So you can do some form of contest.
Okay.
Offer some form of incentive. So if you're listening and you leave a review of the She's Making an Impact podcast, you have the opportunity either to do an on-air coaching episode with me here, or we'll give you a Starbucks gift card or Amazon gift card or something like that.
If you leave a review. Okay.
Exactly. So as you're listening, go leave a review.
All right. Okay. And in your, I guess you just look at what this, analytics they have in your hosting
in Libsyn.
In Libsyn. Okay. I use Anchor, so they do have some. I don't know how.
I don't know what Anchor looks like. I just know from Libsyn standpoint.
Okay.
And you asked in terms of doing promotions. So like doing a mid-roll, doing an intro, doing an outro. There is something that we use called Libsyn Pro. I think it's $79 a month. So you don't have to do that like right this second.
Okay.
But in the future, just keep that in mind. Libsyn Pro allows you to add an intro to every single podcast episode you've ever done based off of like, you could edit it whenever you want. So let's say you have a challenge coming up. You could edit it so every single episode, because people are listening to old episodes. And
that's what I was going to ask. How to
people are always listening to old episodes, and so that's really cool. But in the meantime, when let's say you have a challenge coming up and it's coming up in a month, I would do or let's say 2 weeks. So the 2 weeks leading up to that challenge, you could have a specific intro or mid-roll that you have, giving people a call to action to go register for the challenge.
Okay. And then do you bother then changing that afterwards?
No, I would. What Ariana does is she just has the opt-in page redirect to another freebie.
Okay. Okay. So if you're doing it 2 weeks, that's only let's say 2 episodes. If you're doing weekly episodes, that would have that.
So if you want to crush it, what I would do is like a month to 6 weeks out, I would create a PDF or a freebie that is very specific to the challenge and very specific to the offer that's coming out.
Okay.
And so a month out, 6 weeks out, you can talk about that freebie. And then 2 weeks out, you can talk about the challenge.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So you promote the freebie and then the challenge. Okay.
Yep.
Because I am planning a launch on a course end of July. And so I'm kind of planning how I'm going to promote that.
Yeah.
All right. So do the PDF, really do it like nowish.
Now.
And then, okay. And then
what's your podcast for people that want to listen?
It's Simple Living Made Simple podcast.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. And I'm doing a home preservation, like food preservation course starting in July. So that's what I'm working to do, promote. And so I'll
right
do a PDF.
now I would be looking at like other podcasts and promotional partners that you could reach out to.
Okay.
And one of the things that we're doing is we have our challenge coming up on June 7th. And so we're reaching out to people. We have a VIP option for the challenge. And so we're charging $47 for VIP. And like the past challengers, they're like, this is the best $47 I've ever spent. Like it is really good. And you could offer, we're giving 100% commission to affiliates on that $47. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do 100%. You could do 50%, but it gives people an incentive to email or post or whatever it is and share. So you get in front of other audiences and get more people in your challenge.
Okay. So I guess I was also still kind of figuring out how I was going to do a challenge or a webinar, but because I've tried both in the past and I've just had mixed results. So not just so I'm just trying to think of what would be best.
Why don't you do a challenge and then the week following the challenge, you do a webinar?
Week following. Okay.
So like, let's say your challenge is Monday through Friday, and then on Tuesday, that following week, you do a webinar.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then that will go to my course. All right. That sounds good. And I'll start promoting now on the podcast with a PDF that's specific to the challenge.
I want you to make a list of 100 podcasts or Facebook groups or Instagram accounts that you can reach out to.
Okay. And so what piece of this then are they, I guess, okay.
It's a win-win because you're able to add value to their audience and they're going to get commission.
Okay. Commission on the course or?
So I would do a VIP option for your challenge.
Yeah.
And you could just model, you have access to our funnels and ClickFunnels. So you can just model off of what we've done.
What do they get extra? Do you typically do?
So in our VIP, they get an extra hour of training and we bring in different guest experts and specifically a lot of our Activate coaches that are in there. So we have Sharon teaching on SEO. We have Mindy training on mindset, limiting beliefs. We have Helen teaching on messaging. We have Dawn teaching on copy. And so it's like they're getting a lot more of extra attention. It could be where like they're in a private, so people that don't pay, they're streaming on Facebook. People that do, they're in a private Zoom room and they get extra coaching with you afterwards. So you'll do Q&A. And if you want, you could include some form of, like we also included last time, we called it the Profitable Blog Starter System. And it was basically like a Trello board and Excel spreadsheet, just something so people can speed up results. People want something like a template or something that makes it easy to see results.
Okay. And then at the end of this challenge, I'm pitching my program. I mean, that would be okay. Okay. All right.
So you can pitch your course and then I would have something to offer as an upsell and something to offer as a downsell.
Okay. So, okay. Okay. All right. I got plenty of time to do this. So let's.
You do. You're good. Like I'm throwing a lot at you, but I'm like, you got until July. Like you're good. Okay. And then I'll be able to coach you throughout this whole time too.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's much more than what I was originally planning for, but that's okay because I need to like up my level of game here.
Totally.
So, yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So I am excited about this.
What's your goal?
I guess I need to make goals, huh?
We need to make a goal. Yeah.
Okay. I'd really love to have. I guess like 200 people in the challenge. Is that too little?
No, I want you to reverse engineer and think how much do you want to make?
Oh goodness. I haven't really even got into the how expensive is this course yet.
How expensive? All right, how much do you want to make? And then we'll reverse engineer. I'm getting my calculator.
Okay, I want to make 8,000.
$8,000.
Yeah.
All right. So how much is the course going to be?
Well, it was just going to be a course, like just a small course. So I guess it's.
Is it going to be $497, $997, $297?
$297.
Okay.
That's a lot.
8,000 divided by 297, which means you need 26.9 people.
Yeah.
27 people. Let's call it 27 people.
Okay.
And so between 1% and 5% are going to buy.
Okay.
So how many people do you need to have in the challenge if 1% to 5%, let's say 3%, math is not, I used to be able to do this so easy and now I'm like head exploding from math. So let's call it about 1,000 people.
In the challenge.
Because 20, that'll give you about 3% conversion.
Okay.
You could do more.
Yeah.
And that's assuming the course is $297. That's not including, you could have the course at $297 and you could have a VIP track that's $997 or $1997.
Cool. Okay.
And then when you have your upsell, you could do a private coaching upsell for $29.97. $49.97, and then you could do a downsell that's $97.
Okay.
And so that's not taking into account those. And let's just say that'll be like, those will be bonuses. So right now I want you to think, how can I get 1,000 people registered in this challenge? You have time.
Yeah. I'm not doing Facebook ads though.
You don't have to.
Okay.
You can do this through having a really powerful VIP affiliate program. And so making a list of at least 100 people that you can reach out to and offering them an incentive, making sure you're getting on their promotional calendar.
Okay. Okay.
The best thing would be looking at who's been on your podcast as guests. Those are people you already have a relationship with that you could reach out to. That's one of the great things about having a podcast. Like it just allows you to build a really great relationship and connection with people. And then you could see, hey, what are you working on? How can I support you? Like, let's create a win-win.
Okay. All right. This is exciting.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, cool. All right. I got a lot to do.
You do. But I want you to have like a Post-it and your goal is 1,000 people.
1,000 people in the challenge.
Yep. Your goal is 29. How many do we say, 27 or 29?
I said
27. 26.9, which is about
27.
27 new students that you get to impact with your program.
Okay. Okay.
How does it feel?
It feels very exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Quick question though, back to the VIP. So that would be like an extra amount, and that's what people are promoting per se that they would get an affiliate off of is the VIP amount.
Yep.
Okay.
So you could even bring in different experts that you've connected with, and they could be affiliates because they're promoting themselves. They're getting like, hey, I'm being a part of this as an expert. Like it's giving them authority. Right. It's giving them a sweet boost.
Okay. Extras and okay. This is so weird because I don't ever have any problems reaching out, podcast pitching, like for myself to be a guest. But this gives me a little anxiety for some reason, like reaching out to
Ooh,
these people.
yeah. Why?
Yeah. So I don't know.
What's underneath that?
I guess because these people would be more like within my niche. Whereas like for podcast pitching, I tend to pitch people that are like aligned. Do you know what I mean? So they're not so much like a direct, not competitor, but in the same exact niche.
It doesn't have to be like in the same exact niche,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like it could be the same thing that you're doing with podcast pitching.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. This is exciting. I like it.
So first thing that you get to do today, we are Wednesday. Make a list of your 100.
Yep.
By Friday, I want you to have reached out to all 100. Okay. And the best way to do that's going to be through Instagram DM.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I can do it, and I will do it. And
yes, you will. Woo!
Yeah. Exciting. Okay. Thank you.
I love it. Yeah. Is there anything else you need support with?
I don't think so, because that's actually a lot more productive than what I had notes for. So
yeah,
I like it. It's good.
Amazing. Well, keep us updated. Make sure you're like active in the Facebook group and letting us know, hey, this is what I need support with.
Okay.
Because we're like, you're ready to sprint. Let us sprint with you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Where can people connect with you?
You can find me on my blog at Winging It on the Homestead, where I talk all about gardening and food preservation and cooking from scratch. And I have my podcast, Simple Living Made Simple. So you can catch me there.
Amazing. Stephanie, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited for you.
All right. Thanks so much.